Good morning. Welcome to the Millionaire Book Club. My name is Pearlie Hunter. Side effects of tapping in with me every single morning do include personal development, mindset transformations, paradigm shifts, and the ability to think your way to success. So I'm super blessed, super grateful that you are here. If you're watching this, if you go back and watch this live, drop me something that you're grateful for in the chat right now. What are you grateful for? Let's start this giving a lot of thanks, a lot of gratitude to Source. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my spouse, my parents. I'm grateful for my work family, my soul family. I'm grateful for my ability to connect with other people, to communicate exactly what I feel. I'm grateful for my confidence. I'm grateful for my awareness of self. I'm grateful for, the reason why I'm grateful for challenges and obstacles is because they allow me to put all of this stuff that we're learning into practice, right? They allow me to actually test myself and see if I'm taking heed to the things I'm learning, right? To the things I am hoping to expose other people to. So, yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be chosen as a vessel to get this information out to people. I'm grateful. I'm just grateful. I'm just super grateful. Barbara said, I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for another day. I'm grateful for my family, for the Millionaire Book Club. I'm grateful for my grandchildren, for my health. I'm grateful that I'm seeing another day that was not promised to me. I'm so grateful. It sure wasn't. It sure wasn't promised, but we got it because we lucky and we blessed and highly favored. You see, Crystal said, good morning, family. I am truly grateful for everything. I am the source. Okay, Crystal. Okay, girl. I am the source. Yes, you are. I love it. I am. Yeah. Okay. We're going to get this daily word read really quick. Word. Quincy must be at work because he don't never be dropping what he grateful for. It's okay. I see you, King. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry, this thing coming out. Okay. Let me get the daily word, read it. Today is June 16th. My birthday is in 8 days. 8 days, y'all. Okay. Wednesday, comfort. The word of the day is comfort. The love in my heart is my comfort. The love I feel in my heart is my refuge. No matter my circumstances, my comfort is in the love that sustains me through all things. Like a warm blanket that shields me from the cold, my love shields me from life's occasional harshness. I accept the seasons of loss and pain that visit everyone at some point. I do not shrink from any sadness I feel because the love I feel, the love of God, is greater and more steadfast than anything I may be called to face. The love that comforts me is also mine to share. It is the love in the kind word, gently spoken. It is the love in the tender touch and the patient listening ear. The love in my heart calls me to respond with compassion, to take comfort and to give it, assured of its healing gifts. The Lord appeared to him from far away. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, I have continued my faithfulness to you. And that's Jeremiah 31:3. Okay, comfort. The love in my heart is my comfort. That's the affirmation. I like that. I feel really comfortable. I feel really comfortable in my journey, comfortable in my decisions, comfortable in my choices to grow, to get out of the crowd at the bottom, right? I feel very comfortable. I know that it's not easy. I know that it's not preferred way that people, that other people would want you to be running things, but feels really comfortable here to be learning new things, to be thinking better. When I look around at other people, I'm able to handle situations so much better. You know what I'm saying? Just based off the way that I think, the way I'm programming myself to think, not the way I was programmed to think or act. Comfort. I'm comfortable with being a little out there, right? I'm comfortable with believing in the angels and the ancestors, right? I'm comfortable with that. It's okay. Everybody don't have to believe all of the same things. We just have to do within our frequency, right? Ooh, guess what just fell out, y'all? Okay, it's a don't make assumptions card, but look at it. I got the key, okay? Discern the truth. Discern the truth. Okay? The problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, then we react by sending emotional poison with our word. This creates a whole big drama for nothing. Okay? Discern the truth. Don't make assumptions. And I feel like we get this one a lot. We just got this one another time this week. I'll go to the next one. Let your life be transformed. Another don't make assumptions. It's so pretty. Let your life be transformed. Okay. When you stop making assumptions, your word becomes impeccable and your life is completely transformed. Magic just happens in your life. What you need comes to you easily because spirit moves freely through you, right? Spirit moves freely through you. We welcome that energy into our temple. We're not housing a lot of negative frequencies and vibrations. We housing a lot of positive frequencies and vibrations. Loving, light-filled frequencies and vibrations. All right, we can get the read started. So weird. It's 2 books in one in this book we've been reading, The Power of Awareness. And when I got this book, I didn't really realize that, but it's a good bonus. So today we start in our 8th book. It is called Awakened Imagination. It's not super long. Quickly before I start, if you bought The Magic of Thinking Big, The Magic of Believing, the next book that I said we was going to probably do, drop a 1 in the chat if you bought that book. Let me know. Drop a 1. The Magic of Believing is what it was called. I just wanted to know who got it because I found another little book that looked really good. It's called Triggers. And I feel like that'd be something good to study. Our triggers, especially with us being on this journey. Crystal, you got it. But Crystal, you getting them all regardless, girl. You getting them all regardless. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm going to get started. If I say anything that resonates with you, that makes super, super sense, that makes you view things in a different way, that just brings clarity to something that wasn't really clear, that's something that was foggy, drop an MOC in the chat, okay? That means moment of clarity. It's my way to connect with you guys. All I see is myself. I like seeing myself, actually, but, let me know. Communicate with me. And let's make this interactive. And chapter 1 is on page 121. 121. Who is your imagination? Who is your imagination? I rest not from my great task to open the eternal worlds, to open the immortal eyes of man inwards into the worlds of thought. into eternity, ever expanding in the bosom of God. The human imagination. Blake, Jerusalem 5:18 through 20. Certain words in the course of long use gather so many strange connotations that they almost cease to mean anything at all. Such a word is imagination. This word is made to serve all manner of ideas, some of them directly opposed to one another. Fancy, thought, hallucination, suspicion. Indeed, so wide is its use and so varied is its meanings. The word imagination has no status nor fixed significance. Use his imagination, watch, and therefore not equal to the task. In the next breath, we tell him that his ideas are pure imagination, right? Like you out of your mind, right? But then we say, use your imagination, dream big, think big. But then as soon as you get to dreaming, right, you getting shot down. In the next breath, we will tell him that his ideas are pure imagination, thereby implying that his ideas are unsound. We speak of a jealous or suspicious person as a victim of his own imagination, meaning that his thoughts are untrue. A minute later, we pay a man the highest tribute by describing him as a man of imagination. Thus, the word imagination has no definite meaning. Even the dictionary gives us no help. It defines imagination as the picturing, power, or act of the mind, the constructive or creative principle. Phantasm, an irrational notion or belief. Planning, plotting, or scheming as involving mental construction. That's one of the definitions. Planning, plotting, or scheming as involving mental construction. I identified the central figure of the Gospels with human imagination, the power which makes the forgiveness of sins the achievement of our goals inevitable. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. That's John 1:3. There is only one thing in the world, imagination, and all our deformations of it. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. Isaiah 53:3. Imagination is the very gateway of reality. Man, said Blake, is either the ark of God or a phantom of the earth and of the water. Naturally, he is only a natural organ subject to sense. Naturally, he is only a natural organ subject to sense. The eternal body of man is the imagination that is God himself. The divine body, Jesus, we are his members. I know of no greater and truer definition of the imagination than that of Blake. By imagination, we have the power to be anything we desire to be. Good morning, Bobby. Welcome, King. Through imagination, we disarm and transform the violence of the world. Our most intimate as well as our most casual relationships become imaginative as we awaken to the mystery hid from the ages. Okay? The mystery hid from the ages. That Christ in us is our imagination. Okay? Christ in us is our imagination. We then realize that only as we live by imagination can we truly be said to live at all. Now, when I think about that, right, we then realize that only as we live by imagination can we truly be said to live at all. That makes me think about the heaven on earth thing, like how people have this concept in their mind that heaven is somewhere that you have to get to, right? Or go. You got to leave here to go there. And you don't. This is heaven. This is our heaven on earth. This can be our heaven or our hell based on the thoughts that we hold inside of our mind. You know what I'm saying? So if you experiencing a hell on earth, if everything is hard, if shit not going your way, if you know what I'm saying, like that, you not inhale physically, you inhale mentally, right? Heaven. Listen, y'all, to wake up every single day and be happy, genuinely happy just to be alive, right? Not just because it's another day and you a human and you know that you just gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You just existing. Just to really be waking up, living, to look outside and show true appreciation for the earth, the trees, the birds, the everything. That's heaven, right? That's heaven. And if you can connect with those things and find peace and joy in those every single day, you'll be happy every single day because that stuff is all around, right? It's everywhere. You'll never not be happy if that's the source of your joy, right? If that's the source of your peace. You like this insane, y'all. Let's see real quick. Real quick. Can I pause real quick, y'all, for the call? Real quick. So this incense that I got it's called Om, Om, which is the first sound of the universe. They say that's the sound of the universe. It's heartbeat. Om. All right. Okay. By imagination. So wait. I want this book to be the simplest, clearest, frankest work I have the power to make it. That I may encourage you to function imaginatively. That you may open your immortal eyes inwards into the worlds of thought, where you behold every desire of your heart as ripe grain, white already to harvest. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Right? John 10:10. And so these is quotes that you hear people saying all the time, right? Quoting the Bible, quoting the Bible. But I just really wonder, do people really understand, right? Because I will say one thing for me, I don't understand a lot, right? I didn't go, you get your bits and pieces of teaching from the preacher, but I didn't go to like school to learn the Bible. And so it's so much confusion. I feel like, just what I'm getting, what I'm thinking, it's so much confusion because people are living and striving to live according to what they've been told, but they don't even really truly know. Like the way it's being broken down in this book is just so deep, right? It makes you think, like really think. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Right? Who said that? If you believe in God and you believe that he said that, right? Or she said that, if you consider it to be a woman, right? Everybody have different views, different beliefs, and I'm not pushing nothing on nobody, okay? So if you believe these things, then you would act accordingly. You wouldn't be out here acting like your last dollar is your last dollar, right? Or this money that you have is your last. You would be out here acting like you abundant. Like, I know I got it. You won't be moving with a spirit of lack or a spirit of scarcity. Okay. The abundant life that Christ promised us is ours to experience now, but not until we have the sense of Christ as our imagination can we experience it. Okay. Not until we have the sense of Christ as our imagination can we experience it. The mystery hid from the ages, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Colossians 1:26 is your imagination. This is the mystery which I am ever striving to realize more keenly myself and to urge upon others. Imagination is our Redeemer, the Lord from heaven, born of man, but not begotten of man. Every man is Mary, and birth to Christ must give. If the story of the Immaculate Conception and birth of Christ appears irrational to man, it is only because it is misread as biography, history, and cosmology, and the modern explorers of the imagination do not help by calling it the unconscious or subconscious mind. Imagination's birth and growth is the gradual transition and growth, right? Its birth and its growth is the gradual transition from a God of tradition to a God of experience. So once you start practicing these things, you're going to start experiencing things. You're going to start experiencing miracles, right? And that's going to make you believe even more. This is one thing I was thinking. I'm sorry I keep talking, y'all, but it's literally like somebody in my head keep like, okay, say this, say this, say this. But this is what I was thinking. I feel like people don't want to accept this as a reality because it forces them to live up and to be greater, right? If you comparing yourself to God, right? If you saying I'm a co-creator with the source, I'm a child of God, God is within me, you can't just be out here moving recklessly, right? You got to have some type of dignity about yourself, some type of integrity, some type of, you would think, right? And so I feel like people are scared of that responsibility, right? People scared of that responsibility. So they dim their light. They play small. You know what I'm saying? They settle. They become a sheep in the crowd and following to nowhere, right? So you have to be willing and bold enough and confident enough to know who you are, right? I am. I am. But okay, I had to just say that. All right. When imagination is discovered, oh wait, if the birth of Christ in man seems slow, it is only because man is unwilling. Ooh, y'all. Okay. Maybe I had some prior knowledge. But I swear, I thought about this before I just read it. If the birth of Christ in man seems slow, it is only because man is unwilling to let go of the uncomfortable but false anchorage of tradition, right? The uncomfortable but false anchorage of tradition, the program, right? Man is not willing to let go of the program. Nope, since I've been born, this is what my mama taught me, right? No, baby, your mama was misinformed. Her mama was misinformed, right? Be willing to create your own reality. When imagination is discovered as the first principle of religion, the stone of literal understanding will have felt the rod of Moses, and like the rock of Zen, issue forth the water of psychological meaning to quench the thirst of humanity. Ooh, this was a lot. Very wordy, very heavy. And all who take the proffered cup and live a life according to this truth will transform the water of psychological meaning into the wine of forgiveness. Then, like the Good Samaritan, they will pour it on the wounds of all. Okay? The Son of God is not to be found in history nor in any external form. He can only be found as the imagination of him in whom his presence becomes manifest. Ooh, listen. The Son of God is not to be found in history nor in any external form, right? He can only be found as the imagination of him in whom his presence becomes manifest. So I truly feel like right now, if you didn't really have a strong religious connection, spirituality is different, right? It's not like religion to me. It's so much broader. It's so less restricted. right? So, for us being made aware to this information is not by coincidence, chance, or luck, because nothing happens by coincidence, chance, or luck. I truly feel like now it means that the presence is being manifested in us, right? Because now we taking back our power. We know that we have it. We taking this time to go inside our mind and create, right? And we believe that we can and we will. Oh, would thy heart but be a manger for his birth. God will once more become a child on earth. I love that. I literally love this little thing with this little line. Oh, would thy heart but be a manger for his birth. God will once more become a child on earth, right? So if the whole world, yes, 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 Barb, ain't that so good? If the whole world was vibrating on the frequency of love, right? Imagine that. The whole world happy, the whole world making it their business, right? Making it their business to spread love, to spread light, to spread kindness, to be a servant leader, right? To give unselfishly. Imagine it, right? God will once more become a child on earth because of all of his children. Listen, being the lights that we came here to be, not dark, not getting confused, not getting distracted, not straying away, right, from source, and straying away from the things that bring us abundance and prosperity. How many times do we stray away? And it seemed like in the world, it's been so many things created for that purpose, it seemed like, right? Created to keep you distracted, to keep you out of your mind. We want to keep you focused on something else. We don't want you to ever realize that you have power, right? We don't want you to ever realize that you can take situations into your own hands. You can create. We don't need you to realize that, right? We need you keeping your mind focused on something else. The TV, the social media, whatever, right? We need you focused on work. I'm not even going to say work, right? We need you at work 8 to 12 hours a day, right? No. Okay. Man is the garden in which this only begotten Son of God sleeps. Man is the garden of which this only begotten Son of God sleeps. He awakens this Son by lifting his imagination up to heaven and clothing men in godlike stature. Right? We special. We different than any other species here. We got power, right? We can think. We have free will, right? That's something that a lot of species on this earth don't. So what made us different? What made us different? Why we not being put in cages like, well, we is in a way, right? But why we not being domesticated or good morning or put in cages? My baby was about to run out here. He just woke up looking crazy, y'all. But listen, this is something else. We must go on imagining better than the best we know. We must. We must go on imagining better than the best we know. Man, in the moment of his awakening to the imaginative life, must meet the test of sonship. Okay? Man, in the moment of awakening to the imaginative life, must meet the test of sonship. And what I think about right there is you must be willing to do the work first, right? Obey, be obedient. Father, reveal thy Son in me, and it pleased God to reveal his Son in me. And that was Galatians 1:16. Father, reveal thy Son in me, and it pleased God to reveal his Son in me. The supreme test of sonship is the forgiveness of sin. The test that your imagination is Christ Jesus, the Son of God, is your ability to forgive sin. Sin means missing one's mark in life, falling short of one's ideal, failing to achieve one's aim. Okay? Sin means missing one's mark in life. How do you miss the mark? You only miss the mark if you don't keep going for it, right? Falling short of one's ideal, failing to achieve one's aim. Forgiveness means identification of man with his ideal or aim in life. Forgiveness means identification of man with his ideal or aim in life. This is the work of awake imagination, the supreme work, for it tests man's ability to enter into and partake of the nature of his opposite. Let the weak man say, I am strong. Okay, did y'all hear that? This is the work of awakened imagination, the supreme work, for it tests man's ability to enter into and partake of the nature of his opposite. Okay, so get good at channeling negative energy into positive reinforcement, right? Let the weak man say, I am strong. That's Job 3:10. But we can say some more. Let the sick man say, I am healthy. Let the broke man say, I am rich, right? Let the poor man say, I am wealthy. Let the ghetto girl say, I am classy. It's like, no. Okay. But y'all get it, right? Say the opposite. The power of the tongue, okay? Don't give power to these things unless you want them to come to pass. Reasonably, this is impossible. Only awakened imagination can enter into and partake of the nature of its opposite, right? You got to have a certain level of awareness to even be able to put this into play, right? To know why you're doing it. This conception of Christ Jesus as human imagination raises these fundamental questions. Is imagination a power sufficient, not merely to enable me to assume that I am strong, but is it also of itself capable of executing the idea? Suppose that I desire to be in some other place or situation. Could I, by imagining myself into such a state and place, bring about their physical realization? Suppose I could not afford the journey, and suppose my present social and financial status oppose the idea that I want to realize. Would imagination be sufficient of itself to incarnate these desires? Does imagination comprehend reason? By reason, I mean deductions from the observations of the senses. Does it recognize the external world of facts? In the practical way of everyday life, is imagination a complete guide to behavior? Suppose I am capable of acting with continuous imagination. That is, suppose I am capable of sustaining the feeling of my wish fulfilled. Will my assumption harden into fact? And if it does harden into fact, shall I, on reflection, find that my actions through the period of incubation have been reasonable? Is my imagination a power sufficient, not merely to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, but is it also of itself capable of incarnating the idea? After assuming that I am already what I want to be, must I continually guide myself by reasonable ideas and actions in order to bring about the fulfillment of my assumption? Experience has convinced me that an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. That continuous imagination is sufficient for all things, and all my reasonable plans and actions will never make up for my lack of continuous imagination. Now, this was major key, okay? MOC for me. Listen, I'm going to read this part over. Just listen. Experience has convinced me that an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. That continuous imagination is sufficient for all things and all my reasonable plans and actions. Okay, all you can do as much physically as you want on this physical side, right? And anybody can tell you that. It's people that then went to school, got PhDs, this and that, and still unfulfilled, right? Not happy financially, emotionally, mentally, nothing, right? So all things, wait. That continuous imagination is sufficient for all things, and all my reasonable plans and actions will never make up for my lack of continuous imagination. Okay? So just knowing that, if you haven't started the process of meditating every single day for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, putting yourself where you want to be in the future, forgetting what's right in front of you, but going to where you would be and how you would feel and what you would say, right? Experiencing these things in your imagination every single day. If you're not doing that, you ain't doing nothing for real, right? It's going to be a slow climb probably. Reasonable plans and actions will never make up for my lack of continuous imagination. Is it not true that the teachings of the Gospels can only be received in terms of faith, and that the Son of God is constantly looking for signs of faith in people? That is, faith in their own imagination. Is not the promise. Believe that ye receive, and ye shall receive. That's Mark 11:24. The same as imagine that you are and you shall be. Was it not an imaginary state in which Moses endured as seeing him who is invisible? Hebrews 11:27. Was it not by the power of his own imagination that he endured? Truth depends upon the intensity of the imagination, not upon external facts. MOC for the queen, let's go. Okay. Truth depends upon the intensity of imagination, not upon external facts. Facts are the fruit bearing witness of the use or misuse of the imagination. Okay. Did y'all hear that? Misuse as well. Facts are the fruit bearing witness of the use or misuse of the imagination. Man becomes what he imagines, right? He has a self-determined history. Imagination is the way, the truth, the life revealed. And let me just say this, because something was just coming to me when I just read that, right? Man becomes what he imagines. I feel like man becomes what he imagines, because most people feel like they're a product of their environment, right? So most people limit themselves. Most people don't even take the type of risk, right? Take certain risks because they don't even feel worthy. They don't even feel like they can do it. They feel like, oh, I came from here. This will never be able to happen for me, right? In my lifetime. I hear people say this all the time. Oh, I'll never be able to do that in my lifetime. Oh, that sounds great, but I know I'll never be able to do that. Like, what? Stay over there, negative. Okay? Yes, you will. You can do whatever you want to do. So man becomes what he imagines. He has a self-determined history. Imagination is the way the truth, the life revealed. We cannot get hold of truth with the logical mind. Where the natural man of sense sees a bud, listen to this, this is beautiful. Where the natural man of sense, right, of logic, of reason, sees a bud, imagination sees a rose fully blown, right? Where the natural man of sense sees a bud, imagination sees a rose full blown. Truth cannot be encompassed by facts. Truth cannot be encompassed by facts. right? You got to feel this stuff. You got to feel it. You have to feel it. We can read and read and read and read and read and read and read, but until you actually start to go within, right? Feel this stuff. Truth cannot be encompassed by facts. As we awaken to the imaginative life, we discover that to imagine a thing is so makes it so. That a true judgment need not conform to the external reality to which it relates. The imaginative man does not deny the reality of the sensuous outer world of becoming, but he knows that it is the inner world of continuous imagination that is the force by which the sensuous outer world of becoming is brought to pass. Okay, I'm going to read that one over. The imaginative man does not deny the reality of the sensuous outer world of becoming, right? So you don't just, it's not like you're supposed to not take part in the pleasantries of the world, right? Not have nice things, do nice things, buy nice things. The imaginative man does not deny the reality of the sensuous outer world of becoming, but he knows that it is the inner world of continuous imagination that is the force by which the sensuous outer world of becoming is brought to pass. Okay? And if your outer world is not sensuous, it might be because your inner imagination is not sensuous, right? And honestly, you might not be, you don't know, you probably don't know what you're creating if you're not doing it intently, right? It's all happening subconsciously. But once you start doing it intentionally, now you're the creator. You're sitting in a director chair of your life movie. He sees the outer world and all its happenings as projections of the inner world of imagination. To him, everything is a manifestation of the mental activity which goes on in man's imagination without the sensuous, reasonable man being aware of it. But he realizes that every man must become conscious of this inner activity and see the relationship between the inner casual world or causal world, of imagination and the sensuous outer world of effects. Okay? He realizes that every man must become conscious of this inner activity and see the relationship between the inner causal world of imagination and the sensuous outer world of effects. It is a marvelous thing to find that you can imagine yourself into the state of your wish fulfilled, of your fulfilled desire, and escape from the jails which ignorance built. Okay? Escape from the jails that ignorance built. That's the program. Escape the programming. The real man is a magnificent imagination. It is this self that must be awakened, right? Awake thou that sleepest and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. Ephesians 5:14. The moment man discovers that his imagination is Christ, he accomplishes acts which on this level can only be called miraculous. Y'all hear how I said this level, right? The moment man discovers that his imagination is Christ, he accomplishes acts which on this level can only be called miraculous. But until man has the sense of Christ as his imagination, you did not choose me, I have chosen you. John 15:16. Okay, you did not choose me, I have chosen you. Now all we have to do is remember, right? We've already been chosen. We already been chose. We have to remember. And that's what we're doing right now, right? Remembering who we are, what we are, our power, right? He will see everything in pure objectivity without any subjective relationship, not realizing that all that he encounters is part of himself. Listen, this part is major key, y'all. Listen. Okay. Not realizing that all that he encounters is part of himself, He rebels at the thought that he has chosen the conditions of his life, that they are related by affinity to his own mental activity. Man must firmly come to believe that reality lies within him and not without. Okay? Reality lies within him and not without. Although others have bodies, a life of their own, their reality is rooted in you, ends in you, as yours ends in God. I thought that last part was super powerful. Not realizing that all that he encounters at the thought that he has chosen the conditions of his life. So when you tell somebody A, B, C, and D is like this because of you, right? They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They want to put that blame and put that responsibility on the next person, right? It's never them, right? Not realizing that all he encounters is part of himself, he rebels at the thought that he has chosen the conditions of his life, that they are related by affinity to his own mental activity, right? He don't want to take no parts, right? Don't think that this big, beautiful mind that we have any power, right? Besides being able to go to school and complete some courses and get a piece of paper. Don't let that paper validate your mental, right? Don't let no paper validate your mental at all. Okay? It's literally just paper. It's literally just paper. Just like money. It's literally just paper. Man must firmly come to believe that reality lies within him and not without. Although others have bodies, a life of their own, their reality is rooted in you, right? So the only reason other people exist in your world is because you allowed them to exist there, right? Their reality is rooted in you. Ends in you. It ends in you, right? The moment that you say, you know what, let's just say you in a relationship, right? When you in a relationship, y'all doing good, that reality is rooted in you. The moment that you say, you know what, the moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it, right? So I gotta roll. Now the reality is ended by you, right? The reality is rooted in you. It ends in you, as yours ends in God, right? As ours ends in God. Oh, this was a great chapter. So that's the end, okay? That's the end of chapter 1. First chapter of our new bonus book that we got in The Power of Awareness, Awaken Imagination. If you took value from that read today, drop me a 333 in the chat. 333 if you took value from today's read. If you go back and watch this live, definitely let me know what was your favorite part of the read today. Any MOCs that you had today, I definitely want to know. Queen Barb had a couple MOCs. I'm super, super, super grateful for the queen. Super grateful that we elevating together, learning and growing and becoming. And I'm just super excited to see what the future holds for everybody, right? Especially everybody attached to me, because everything attached to me is growing and prospering. Trust me, okay? Everything attached to me is growing and prospering. I tend to this garden, my mental garden, very, very well, okay? So that's it, y'all. I'm super grateful, super blessed. Thank you. Everything was an MOC, Crystal said. Everything was an MOC. It definitely was enlightening read. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to expect from Awakened Imagination, but we need our imagination awakened. We need more people telling people the power of imagination, right? Telling people how to free themselves. Basically, this is what we doing, y'all. We freeing ourselves. We not waiting on nobody to do it for us. We not waiting on reparations or whatever people got us programmed to think we need, right? Or to think we lack. We lack shit. We lack nothing. We very abundant, very powerful. Okay. So that's it. Well, I'm in that. It's this YouTube. My kids is clearly woke. Say hi. So that's it for today. So we're going to end this read. Say we're going to end this one. So let's end. You want to do the end with me, sir? This is what y'all need to do. Protect y'all energy. Protect y'all peace. Smile today. Be a light today. I am your sister in love. I am your sister I am your sister in light. I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all, and I'll be back in the morning at 7:30. Okay?
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.